It's the Kink Consultant Podcast, where we're turning up the heat on all things kink and dating, relationships, and pop culture. So close the door, plug in your headphones, and let's get down to it. Hello and welcome to this week's episode of The Kink Consultant. I am joined by Mario Cruz, the operations manager and cruise director while on board for Temptation Cruises. Welcome, Mario.
Hello, thank you very much, Amanda. Thank you for having me. Hello from Cancun to everybody.
Oh, lucky you. I am sitting in my Vegas house and wish I was in Cancun right now. Are you on a cruise right now? What are you doing down in Cancun?
No, we're based in Cancun, so the headquarters offices are in Cancun. So it's beautiful weather because the owners' resorts are here in Cancun. So that's where my office is because our next operation is in September. So September will be our next operation, then November, and then we go on and on and on.
Yeah, and when you say operation, you mean the cruises that are going on, right?
That is correct. My full-time work is just operating the cruises. When it's not a cruise selling, what I do is like to go check on like new things that we can bring on board, or check like providers, or go check like contracts and things like that we normally do once we are on board.
Awesome. Yeah, I have no doubt there's probably a ton of work because once you're on that ship, you're kind of on that ship. So you kind of have to have everything organized.
That is correct. So once you're on board, it's like we stop every port, but I mean, we need to have everything ready. I mean, it's not like when you're on land that you can bring something on board or everything. So everything has to be prepared before boarding, because there's nothing that we can change while we're on board.
I mean, I've been on one cruise once. The depth of my knowledge is probably, what's that reality TV show about yachts? Please, that would be the extent of my knowledge. But from what I understand, you got to have everything ready to go.
Below deck.
Below deck, thank you. I knew, I was like, was it overboard or something? Okay, and I'm sure you're packing more fun and maybe possibly more drama than below deck with everything the cruises have going on. But before we get into it, I want to take a step back. Temptation Cruises is owned by Original Cruises. Is that correct?
That is correct, Amanda. Original Group has different, we have Original Resorts and we have Original Cruises. So the Original Cruises, we have two brands. One of them is Temptation and the other one is Desire, just like the resorts as well.
Yes, and these resorts, I think this is what people might be most familiar with. If you live the lifestyle, swingers, parties, and live an open relationship type of lifestyle, a lot of people, I have a lot of friends who go down to Temptation or Desire resorts for a 1 to 2 week vacation where they have a blast, they party, and they just get to live the lifestyle for a week. Now you also offer this in cruise form. So there are so many options for people who want to try and explore this lifestyle or really just indulge in it for a long period of time instead of just a one-night party.
That is correct. I mean, the reason that we created cruises was because, the concept of our resort is not very easy to just get any location because we take care a lot of the privacy of our clients. So we cannot have like a resort in the middle of a very populated city or like a famous port or something like that. So we have to take care of the privacy. So that's why we came with the cruises, because the cruises, obviously, I mean, when you are selling, I mean, there's nothing around. So you can just party and have a great time on board. And then when we get to the port, I mean, you just get into the normal, like what we call the vanilla life. Then when you get back to Temptation, you can be yourself because there's no judgment. Nobody's going to tag you or anything.
I love that. So it's a perfect place, especially for anyone who's shy. Talk about out of sight, out of mind. You are in the middle of the ocean and it's just your group of people and a group of like-minded people. So there's a lot of freedom in that.
Yes, it is, and also it's a very safe place. It's like 100% safe. I mean, it's like you say, it's like minded people, adults only, couples only. We have clothing optional areas, so it's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I would be all about the clothing optional areas. I hate a tan line. I love a full tan, some extra, just the fun of that nudist environment. Okay, I have some questions because I know that obviously I have a lot of clients and I have a lot of followers on social media who are curious about this lifestyle, but have yet to actually dip their toe in the water and go for it. And when I heard about Temptation Cruises, I thought it was the perfect sort of vacation for people who wanted to try it. And I'm wondering, what percentage of people would you say that come on the cruises are newcomers or semi-new to the lifestyle?
I will say that it's around like 50%. We have 50% of people that they never been in this type of atmosphere, this type of niche, because they want to see what it's all about. And besides, like I told you earlier, temptation is like has no tax. We don't judge anybody. It's a freedom atmosphere. You're around adults. I mean, like there's no kids around, so you can do whatever you want, and you can do things that you cannot do in a normal like situation. You know.
Yeah, so you can be as involved or uninvolved in some of the more adult activities. You can also just come and hang around and sort of get used to being in this environment. It sounds like you're not forcing anyone to get involved. It's that freedom is really important.
Yes, nobody gets forced to participate. I mean, like, because we have the things, a lot of people, they have the belief that once you go into this type of cruises, there's like, you're going to see like an orgy or something like that. And it's nothing like that. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that they just go, we call it like spring break for adults, you know? So, because it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of games. We have DJs. We have theme parties. And also we bring like experts on board, you know, because we have one place that is dedicated for the sex educators. Because people, I mean, like we also want you to have that experience of what it's all about. I mean, we have like 5 to 6 experts that they come, they do their workshops, and obviously the topics are for adults. But I mean, like, nobody forces you to do anything, to participate in anything. I mean, you can be in your own. And also, the best thing is that nobody's gonna judge you. How, like in the lifestyle, one of the main rules is like no means no. So here the same applies. You know, if you say, "Oh, I don't want to participate," they keep talking to you. If you say yes, you know, what I mean, like they're not gonna like, "Oh, you don't want to have fun," I'm not gonna talk to you. I mean, like everybody can have fun, everybody can interact, whoever wants to interact. And if you don't want to be part of any games or anything, just watch, have fun, and enjoy the ride.
I love it. And I do have friends and clients who go to Temptation and Desire, at least the resorts, just for the parties alone because the atmosphere is so welcoming and so fun. And they love dressing up and having that spring break experience as adults because we don't get it enough anymore. So I definitely have had friends and people I know who have gone and enjoyed it. And I really need to get out on a cruise at some point. It's just about fitting it in. But how long do the cruises run for?
The Temptation cruises, they go for 5 days. You know, we have like nerds that our next itinerary is going to be from the 16th to the 21st of November. That's get out of Miami, you know, so it's like we always carry like a quick trip, you know, because it's like we get out of Miami, we stay at sea, then we stop in one port, then we go to another day at sea. Because I mean, like when we're at sea, we can have the pool parties, we can have a full day of activities, and there's like nothing around, like nobody's gonna come and say, "Oh, you cannot do this, you cannot do that." So it's more like a freedom once we're at sea. And then we stop in one of another island, and then we have a beach party. I mean, everybody has a great time, and then we come back to Miami. It's a lot of fun, this type of cruises.
Yeah, and it sounds like the perfect amount of time. When you are docking, people are getting off the cruise, they're able to go to the different cities wherever you're docked and then get back on the cruise at the end of the day for your next stop.
Yes, that is correct. One part of the our cruises is that we stop. Well, we get to the port like early, and then we leave the port like kind of late. It's not like you go and you only have 3 hours. No, we stop. You can have a great time. You can get to see. You get to see all the the sightseeing that we have in the ports, and we chose ports that are interesting. Here in Temptation, we go to obviously the Caribbean, and then we have the other brand Desire that goes to Europe. I mean, the places that we stop there like unbelievable ports, and people they go for dinners, they go for lunch, and then they just come back to the ship. We're ready to go, and the party keep going at night.
Are you craving deeper intimacy and the freedom to explore your desires without shame? Do you feel nervous bringing kink up with your partner? Or maybe you're curious to start but don't know where to begin? That's exactly where coaching comes in, and I've helped countless couples and individuals navigate kink in their lives and relationships. Book your consult today at amandadames.com and let's make your desires feel doable. Oh my gosh, there's so much variety in it all. I love it. Okay, so you mentioned the November dates are the 16th to the 21st. Do you guys have like a cutoff date? Like if you're not bought into this cruise by X date, we will not let you on even if we have room?
Yes, the latest that you can book it's gonna be November 1st, which is like I will say like a missing like 10 days. Like will let's push it to November 6th. But if we start having cabins, because I mean like right now we do have some cabins, but there are not too many left. What we recommend is that you always book. If you don't get into this itinerary, we have another one out of Miami that lives in on April. Just as soon as you get the dates, as soon as you see that you can start booking, go for it. perfect, because I mean, a lot of people, oh, let's wait. It's only here in Miami and it's a short flight. It is a short flight, but I mean, like, the people, they like, believe me, I mean, like, we have sold out operations in Europe. So the temptation ones, I mean, they get very full and we get sold out, thankfully. So, and
Oh,
this
of
one,
course.
we still having spaces. We have some cabins. So just make your reservation and join us.
I love it. Okay, question. And I do want to get into the educational side of it and the sexperts you bring on because I'm super interested in knowing what kind of education is on board. But I want to know what's the breakdown of people like for the European destinations? Do you have a lot of Americans flying over, or are there a lot of, is it like a split of Europeans and Americans on that one?
Once they are out of Europe, our main market is people from the US. We have like around 50% of the US citizens and they go to the European cities. And then we have a mix. We have people from Europe. We even have people from Australia. They have people from Asia. I mean, also like we have Latin people, Mexicans, people from Brazil, Argentina. So it's an international cruise. But the main part of our cruise ships, they're from the US.
And we have an international listenership here at the King Consultant podcast. And but what I will say is for the 50% of Americans, it is like the perfect vacation when you say it that way, because you're combining a trip to Europe, seeing a lot of different cool places in Europe, but then at the same time, you're getting to live the party lifestyle. So it's an all in one situation. Are those also 5 days?
No, the ones that we do in Europe, they're like 7 days. So, like for example, like we just passed one in this September. So when we get out of Athens, we stopped in Santorini. We went to Crete. Then we went to another island in Crete, which is called Argostoli. Never been into that one. Was beautiful. And then we also have we stop in Sicily, Naples, and then we finish in Rome. So it is amazing. The itineraries are like amazing cities, amazing ports. And also, when we stop in the ports, we look for excursions or things to do that are cater to our clients. We are not, I mean, you can go into the cultural things and the sightseeing, cities, monuments, and all these type of things. But we also have, let's say, like nudist beaches. We have like beach clubs. So we have nightclubs, and all of those that you can book through our operator once we're there.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. Okay, it's like activity on activity on activity. And let's circle back to the sexpert education, educators who come on board. What kind of things are being offered? Like if I show up and I want to attend some classes or learn some things, what can I expect to learn?
In most of our ships, we have 4 to 5 experts. We do have all the workshops, they're hands-on workshops, because I mean, our clients, they really enjoy the hands-on workshops. We used to have like more like a literature, and then they come and they do the reading and things like that. But people, they want to have hands-on workshops. So we have workshops from sensual massages. We have like BDSM classes, so for people who is into the BDSM, we have introduction to BDSM. Also, we have like for advanced people who's more into like the core BDSM, we supply that. And as well, we have the full orgasm for her, full orgasm for him, blowjob techniques, oral sex. I mean, you name it, we have it all.
I'm going to tell you, Mario, I'm a pretty experienced person, but I would show up to every single one of those classes. They sound so much fun. And I do have a lot of kinksters on here and people into BDSM. When you say you provide it, sometimes traveling with your implements, you got to check a bag because I've had to check a bag because I brought a flogger and stuff places. On the cruise, do you have any of those implements either for sale or available to play with at the parties?
We do have the ones that you can play that we can lend it to you, like the floggers. We have like the things that they are not internal usage, So I mean,
Yeah, like riding crops, maybe some bondage stuff, and like props to play on, that
that
type of
is
thing.
correct. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
correct. We have some San Andreas crosses. We have like we have a lot of things that you can use that we have them on board. But a lot of people, they bring their own like gear. I mean, like I have seen like people, they bring like a briefcase, full of like toys and things like that. And I'm like, whoa, you are prepared, more prepared than us.
I know. I always joke like the big wigs when they show up with a huge suitcase full of stuff. Sometimes just for a one night party, they'll bring their entire bag of toys. Those are the people I want to play with. That's amazing. I know we spoke a little bit, but I didn't realize how much kink and BDSM is woven into this because sometimes in what people call the lifestyle, kink and BDSM is sort of kept separate. And I'm not saying that's right or wrong or it's one side or the other, but I love hearing how intertwined it is on these cruises because it really does sound like there's something for everyone or every interest level.
Yes, we do have like a variety of things. I mean, because we have people who's not into the lifestyle. They're just open-minded people that they enjoy being with no kids and just being with adults, and they enjoy like being sunbathing nude. So we need to have things for them as well. Like I said, we don't segregate people. Oh, you're not into the lifestyle. Sorry, you cannot come up. No, I mean, like, you can go to any of the workshops. You can see what it's all about, and we have like a different, like I spoke, like a big different workshops. We have the hardcore workshops, and people they know what it's all about before they just sign up for the workshop. And also we have workshops that they're just like, as we call, not like for newbies, people who's never been into this type of cruises. So they go, they enjoy like the sensual massage, they enjoy new techniques. So it's something for everyone.
I love that. I have never done a sensual massage class, so like that immediately piqued my interest. Even as the kink consultant, there are things that I do not have in my skill set, and a sensual massage is one of them. Sure, flogger, riding crop, making someone a little black and blue, 100%. Making them relaxing their muscles, not so much. So I would definitely be signing up for that. And I love that you offer so much. Okay, I think we have done a really great job here of highlighting how much that this is a beginner-friendly cruise. But I'm wondering, do you have any fun racy stories that stick out from your time on the cruise? Because I know we have some looky-loos who listen to this and they live vicariously and want to hear of all the fun things that happen. I'd love if you could share a story.
Well, of course, there's many stories that have we have seen. I always say to my friends and to whoever, like they come and because people want to know what it's all about and everything. So once they know, they're like, oh, okay, so it's not that big of a deal. But I have seen it all. I have seen it all when we're on board. What I see is more like the people they never been into this type of cruises. They just go the first day. They don't even remove their top. Like the ladies. So for the second day, they're topless and they see that everything is okay. Third day, they're in the touchy game. And by the time they leave, I mean, like, you just see them like in the playroom, like in and out all the time, because I mean, they enjoy it so much and they see that nothing is judgmental and nobody's gonna thinking bad about what is going on. And besides, we take care a lot of the privacy of our clients. So that's why you won't hear many stories from us. Even we have seen them and we have be part of that story.
I love that. Thank you so much for even sharing that because that's real. I am guilty of that same thing. I will go to parties here in Vegas and I'll be like, I'm not playing tonight. I'm not playing. Flash forward, and my listeners have heard this before. I'm on a bed, masturbating in front of a room full of people, like just with all eyes on me, having the best time. And it's what I love is the freedom to decide and change your mind. You can show up and say, I'm not going to do anything, or I am going to do something, and still change your mind, and it's fully accepted.
Yes, that is correct. And as well, I mean, like here, and there's a lot of like the main part, no means no. Nobody can go and do something without your consent. I mean, like, and nobody can touch you if you're not consenting to that. And we take care of a lot of that. But besides, we never had any issues on that because the people that goes in the ships, they're very well educated people. I mean, you're not going to find this type of people that they're just going to go looking for sex or things like that. These people who really enjoy being with like-minded people. And if they make connection, great. And if they don't make a connection, they can have fun on their own.
Yeah, there's no coercion. There's no forcing people to play. It's an understood thing that consent is at the forefront of everything. Nothing happens without consent first.
No, not at all.
All right, Mario. So people still have time to sign up for the November cruise. It's the November 16th to 21st that leaves for Miami. What other cruises do you have? And I would highly recommend people go check it out and sign up now because it sounds like they sell out. What do you have coming up in 2026?
Well, for 2026, I mean, we have the Temptation Grand Cruise, which is November 16th to the 21st. We still have some cabins available, but if you cannot make it for November, then in 2026, we have 6 itineraries. But unfortunately, 3 of them are sold out. So, anyways, I'm going to mention that to you just to get like, excited for the next year, because we have in February, we have the Desire West Indies that is going to be out of Barbados and it's going to stop in St. Vincent, it's going to stop in Martinique, San Martin, it's going to be in St. Bart's. So, it's an amazing, amazing cruise right in the Caribbean. But that one is sold out. But we have in March another Temptation Grand Cruise, which is March 29th until April 3rd. That's going to be as well out of Miami, and we stop in Costa Maya. Then we go to the Great Syrup Cay, which is a private island of the cruise line, so we can have a lot of fun because we have a beach party, and the whole island is for us. So just imagine what can happen there. I'm not gonna say it out loud, and if you say that I said it, I'm gonna decline that, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. And as well, we have another desire, which is in the Mediterranean. That's August 15th to the 22nd. We're still having some spaces available. That's live out of Trieste, Italy, and finish in Malta. We stop in Dubrovnik, Croatia, and we have a lot of stops in Albania. So that one it is a cruise ship that you have to do it. I mean, like you have to do at least one cruise that is in the Mediterranean. And then also in 2026 we have another Temptation Grant that's going to be in October 20 to the 25th, out of Miami as well, with pretty much the same itinerary. We stop in Key West, we stay at sea, we stop in Bahamas, and then we go back to Miami. Because these cruises for Temptation, like I said, they're short, but they're a lot of fun, because they're short because, I mean, the party never stops. So people cannot handle 7 days of party in Temptation. So, I mean, like, we have to take it like easy. 5 days is okay. And then we have we call our bucket list trip, which is going to be our cruise ship in Thailand. That's going to be 10 nights, and that one got sold out in 1 week when we put it out on sale. 1 week got sold out. That's going to be out of Singapore, and we're going to stop in Ho Chi Minh City, Malaysia. We start in Koh Samui, Thailand, and we finish in Bangkok. I mean, it is a lot of fun, but that cruise ship sold in 1 week. So whenever you see it at a cruise ship launch, and if it's interested in you, go for it. I mean, reserve it, because I mean, if not, you're going to be left out.
Absolutely. And no excuses now. You have given us the full rundown for the next year, like more than a year out. So if you do want to go book those cruises and have a look, you can find that at temptationcruises.com. So check it out. I will be checking it out because, Mario, we started this conversation. I was like, yeah, I want my listeners to know that these parties are a lot of fun and there's something for everyone, but there really is something for everyone. And you have done an amazing job of getting me excited about it. Now I'm like, I want to go to Italy. Well,
There we
thank
go.
you. A lot of my listeners are couples, but there are some single people. How do you navigate that? Is Temptation Cruises just for couples?
Yes, Temptation Cruises just turned to be couples only because the percentage of single people was extremely low. And we had a lot of like comments on the couples that go on the Temptation Cruise that they're like they didn't feel comfortable having like a singles around. So what we did, we just turned to be the Temptation Cruises just to be a couples only. So
All
Temptation
right.
and Desire, they're for couples only, and the difference between the brands is Desire is like it's very upscale, very like sensual atmosphere. It's not like too much noise. I mean, even it's like a theme parties and everything every night. But Temptation is like a party all the time. It's like high energy, non-stop party from morning till down. I mean, like, it's a lot of fun. And it's like I say, it's shorter. It's 5 days.
Yeah, on it when you explained that, I was like, it sounds like Vegas. You don't want to go to Vegas for longer than 5 days because it's one big party, but it's a good time, just like it sounds like Temptation Cruises.
Yes, it is. And, I mean, for the people who wants to experience, if they're single, if they want to experience the brand Temptation, there's always the resort. The resort still allow the singles and couples.
That's amazing. Well, I'm working on getting a boyfriend, Mario, so I'll find a boyfriend and book my cruise as soon as I do.
Don't worry, if you go, I let them know that you are my girlfriend, just for so you can board.
Mario, I couldn't think of a better meet cute than you being my boyfriend for this cruise.
There we go. You see, you won't see me very often, but at least I will be on board.
Most of the men I date. Okay, Mario. Thank you so much for joining. And again, you can go check out those cruises at temptationcruises.com. As Mario said, they're already half sold out for next year, so get on this quickly.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much, Amanda, and thank you for everyone.
If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with anyone who might find it interesting. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like me to cover in future episodes, feel free to reach out. Email info@thekingconsultant.com. Until next time, keep on kinking on.